Hello, my friends on YouTube. Today is the 1st of October, Sunday, the 1st of October 2023. Today's video, somebody sent me a meeting with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. Actually, I saw that meeting on Fox News and I was really struggling what to make of it. But since that came, let's see what this is. Many of you who are following me, I was really kind of doubtful with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia because he actually kind of like excluded his father from the position, even though we don't speak about it much. And that's not really very good, and I didn't like that. But again, if this is a price to change the Middle East, okay. Then came the killing of the journalist, or whatever called journalist, that Islamic from the Muslim Brotherhood. His name is Jamal Khashoggi. I didn't like that very much. It's not like I agree with Jamal Khashoggi, that journalist. I actually dislike him very much. But murder is not right. Okay? But again, if this was a price to pay to advance the country and to bring something better to the world, many people died for the belief of their cause. So this man believes in the cause of the Muslim Brotherhood, and he was willing to put his life on the line, and he lost his life. It's unfortunate. It happened. Okay? So Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, was given an open 1 hour with Fox News about his vision and his greatness and so on and so forth, and how much he actually pushed Saudi Arabia to the forefront. All that is fine. All this, I have no problem with it. Yes, he did. However, oftentimes, when you want to control a person or people, use sex. I remember Gary Hart, who was the Democratic candidate for the presidency. I can't remember exactly 1984 or 1988. Anyway, he was running for a short time and he was doing very well until somebody put a picture of him in a boat with a woman other than his wife sitting on his lap, and that brought his downfall. So what are you doing with a woman that is not your wife, together, two of you on a boat in the middle of the ocean? So that, because of sex, he lost his edge. And the same thing, Muhammad understood, the founder of Islam, he understood to move people, if they are, give them what they are interested in. And the people of his time, well, not just his time, many people are so occupied with sex, men and women. So to cater to these people, give them what they want and call it whatever you want. You can call it freedom. You can call it whatever you want to call it. Yes, you are free. Go ahead and do what you want. So, at the time of Muhammad, he knew that he can control the people of his time by telling them that they will have four wives, and as many concubines as you want. Okay? You like blonde girls? Let's invade Al Ta'if, a city a little bit north of Mecca, where all the blonde girls there. Let's go there and get some white women, blonde white women. Let's have good sex with them. And also some money. And he moved his troops by tempting them with sex. Why am I talking about this? Is Mohammed bin Salman today doing similar thing? I'm not sure. But he seems to be running with the globalist and all these people who have certain agenda to put people in apartment buildings, which practically it was proven to be a prison at the time of COVID in China. What happened in China during COVID 2019 and 2020? Apartment buildings were shut and welded shut. People couldn't come in or out. You stayed in your apartment. Some people died of hunger, some people died of thirst, whatever. Some people got sick and they couldn't go to hospital because they did not want them to come out. You're not free. You're a prisoner. Now, the vision of Mohammed bin Salman of 2030 is called New Yom. The translation would be New Day. Is that New Day the new global vision that everybody lives in an apartment with surveillance cameras recording when did you leave your apartment? Everybody will be in apartments in this new huge structure like New Yom. Everything is controlled, and the time you leave, the time you come back home, and you will be given a card to get your food, your daily food. What do you buy for food? What do you eat? What you drink? They will have total control. And now in Europe they are talking, not yet in the United States, but in Europe they are talking about the 15-minute city, which is similar to the vision of the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, the New Yom. Everything within walking distance. These huge apartments, they have their own doctors, hospitals, emergency, they have their own shopping centers. So practically they want not to use fuel, reduce carbon, so that we can save the planet. That's the motto now, that's the narrative. Save the planet by reducing emission. And Mohammed bin Salman seems to be on board with that. He is building that New Yom. Is his vision really true to make Saudi Arabia and the Gulf area modern? Or he knows that sex can quiet people down? So, men, you want to have extramarital affair, that's your business. Of course, it's your business. I mean, I'm not going to tell you this is wrong. If your mind does not tell you this is wrong, nobody will stop you. Okay? If a man or a woman wants to have extramarital affair, it's okay. If you want to do this, it's okay. If you want to do that, whatever you want to do, it's okay. Of course, that's your freedom. You can do whatever you want as long as you don't hurt other people. Fine. This is called freedom. You take responsibility also for what you do. Freedom is not just go and do whatever you want. You're responsible. You cannot drink alcohol and go out to drive a car and say, I'm free. No, because you will hurt other people. You're not free here. Okay? So now, when we see this global vision, 15-minute cities, and they want to gather everybody, even the farmers who farm the land, everybody go and live in this 15-minute city. And Holland, by the way, were the farmers were rejecting that and protesting that. Okay, and here there are very sneaky way that these visions are introduced to people. I remember 1990 when George Bush, the father, spoke of the New World Order. And he really didn't explain what did he mean by the New World Order. To me, it felt like, okay, communism collapsed, so probably the world will adapt the free system. People would be free to choose. But no, it seems to have been an agenda that was, who knows, before 1990, to direct the people and the world to a certain position. And that seems to be like when all these heads of states and the globalists and the people with lots of money meet, they actually come up with a certain schedule and agenda to follow up with. So who knows, when George Bush was speaking about the New World Order, is that what we see today 50 years later? I'm sorry, 1990, no, that's 40 years later, or no, 32 years, 33 years. 33 years later, we see what do you mean by New World Order? That everybody is living according to what the government tells us to do, what the government tells us to do. And remember, the government is not to tell the people what to do. It's the other way around. The people should tell the government what to do. So what I'm saying here is, are they meeting, including Mohammed bin Salman, so that they can control the people and have them have cameras all over, surveillance camera, to tell you when did you come, where did you go, and today you can't travel because you consumed your traveling hours or whatever. Everything is controlled. We're prisoners. Add to that, something like COVID comes, whether it was actually done purposefully or not. It's very easy to control the population by shutting the front door, and you can't go anywhere. You're a prisoner. Is that a form of new prison for humanity, for us? Are they in that process? Today, as I read the news, in Belgium, the Muslims are protesting the teaching of sexual material in schools. And this is very disturbing to me, because Islam, in my opinion, is the most immoral religion. Is the religion that advocate that a man can rape a woman, a man can rape a 9-year-old child, a man can take women as sex slaves. When this religion stands up and point out something to say this is very immoral, it means we really went very, very far to the bottom. This is like, for example, I give you an example. It is known that the mafia controlled the pornographic industry. But when you have the mafia says that the government went so far in terms of immorality, that means you really went to the very, maybe lower than the bottom. Okay, so when you have the religion that it advocates or praise sex slavery, praise marrying pedophilia, marrying a 9-year-old child, when you have these people are standing up and say, no, that is wrong, you know that the society went way far out. And this because they are pushing, that's probably part of that agenda, to confuse people and to sexualize them in a young age. So when you are living in an apartment complex with close proximity, you want sex, this girl is ready, this boy is calling for a girl, and keep their heads always in that sex and sexual activity and all that. When the Muslim say that has gone too far, because you are sexualizing the children in school, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, and it's not like you are teaching them about the biology of man and woman. No, you're actually putting it out that if you sometimes feel like a boy feels a little bit like a girl, it's okay, we can change you. We give you some drugs and we become a girl, and vice versa. When the Muslim, I'm going to put that in the description box, when the Muslims stand up and say this gone too far, it's actually gone way beyond far. Is that the agenda? Is that why Mohammed bin Salman was given 1 full hour on Fox News? Because then the media is actually the whore of the government. Okay? The media is the whore of the government. And if you are not that whore, you are normally fired. They get rid of you. A couple of months ago, Tucker Carlson, who was one of the anchors of Fox News, got fired. Why? Because he doesn't believe in that agenda. When you speak of immorality, he doesn't agree with that. When you speak of free sex and all that stuff, he's a family man. He doesn't agree with that. And therefore, he had to go because his views are contradicting the agenda that the news is pushing. So, the government, the news media are pushing for immorality. Is Mohammed bin Salman on board opening sexuality the same way that it came 1400 years ago, but using a new method? Instead of violence, hey, let it be open. Instead of covering the woman, and no, let it be open. is he doing that? I really don't know. We welcome your comments and we hope to hear from you. Please share. Thank you very much. See you.